I can't be no worst. I see why stars are crazy. I went to Disney World with my kids. I don't get to see my kids so much. Show 20 hours a day, an hour, raise my kids for 10 to work. Now, I hook up with the kids, we went to Disney Park. Fucking there. Hey, Rick James, bitch. Hey, I'm rich. It's like, hey, man, you mind not calling me a bitch? Time out. Even Mickey was unprofessional life. James, bitch. Fed up with the uppercut. Bop! Get clean off. Everybody was screaming. Oh my God! Mickey Mouse is Mexican. Everybody's getting along. That shit, I see it all around. Don't fight so much. No beef with anybody is I'll be doing. Y'all just lay in the cut. All people Asian people beef with people. Korean guy, Chinese. I've done. Hey! Think I'm Chinese? I'm Korean. Chinese. You do look Chinese. That's why it's an accident. Nigga, to the untrained Chinese to me. Mistake. I'm not trying to offend. All black people look alike. We normally just call those people. I am not saying that trans women, that those pussies. I'm not saying like Beyonce. It's like pussy. That's not quite. It's not blood. I started doing stand-up. I'll never forget the stage. The guy, J.T. Newton, closed my eyes and remember today. It went like this. The next young man coming to the stage, starting his comedy. Who knows? The birth of a star. David Chappelle. I knew I was found my thing and my child. I got good. Matter of fact, I was good. And I'm not saying it's the truth. These old niggas, how is this poised? I mean, you know, I started out good. About a year into it, when I was 15 years old, I had written a joke about something, I don't even remember, an industrial strength comedy. All the comedians really liked it. And he came after he saw the joke and he said, "Another comedy club, do you mind if I do that? Borrow it." Now, I'm like, borrow it? Well, I guess here. And then I was waiting to go on and it went on before me, did the joke. I pulled him aside and I said, "Hey, my jokes, but you gotta give them back." He said, "Oh, I ask you." He goes, "Joke from you for $50. And I said, "Man, I'd do it, but material I can get. The more material I can accumulate, I'll be able to make. I want my joke back." I'll never remember, I was a 15-year-old guy, was a grown ass, stood up over me, he was, and he said, I'm 15 years old, I'm 40, this guy all the time. I see how young and innocent, I believe someone did. And I don't think, because that was the worst, I think, time, never did that to me. Career, any time since, intimidate me or scare me, and that I believe was mine. I'll tell you another. 15 years old. I'm living in New York City. Just finished my first tour, which was a very difficult, the details. Now I'm back in, thank God. And I have 6 in Pittsburgh, a bad bitch was coming to New York and with me. I come in that evening, remember, $60, weekend. Village. And I see 3-card money. Yeah, the guy sat up and he had the crowd was hooting, find the red card, find the red. Sometimes they win, but it was really exciting. And I noticed this game you're trying to find and on the corner. Watching it, and I'm like, yo, this red card is bent. Beat this motherfucker. And I walked up to their hand and I put my eyes on that table and he started, card, find the red, that bent card, go around, my eyes on that bent card. And he said, find the red to it with confidence. Here. Over. And he took, I couldn't fucking believe, was that magic or sorcery? So you know what I did? I sat and I watched for a real long time. That all those people and hollering and betting were his friends. The whole thing. I felt so. Then the next sucker came up, the money down, and I said, "Put your money there." All these. And when I said was dealing, and this motherfucker snatched me up by my, feel how strong, a skinny little guy, and he was gonna maul me. And the only reason he didn't is because he's face. at me. I saw his eyes go from, he saw me and he looked at me like, look at a child. Me, don't come between. Forgot that either. Those niggas would have to run the street. Learn a lesson that profound. Never get between people. Taking it away from him, the kin. That's what you guys might have read. While we was beating on him, Reed pulled out 22 mayhem. Everybody started, oh my God, he's got a gun. And then I got scared. I was in the, because I knew that everybody, yeah, I killed this kid on his soul. Like but the gun out of the kid's hand and tried to chamber the round and pulled the trigger and it popped out of the front. Some scary next night, even though I didn't have a stage, I went and did a show. And someone in the audience, what happened with the, and I didn't know, was that this nigga had as a gun. 6 more weeks of bad press. Do nothing to this nigga, that's not right. Just went to the jail and some kind of hero. And I read that interview. It was my fault. I triggered him. I didn't mean, I had done, it turns out this young man was homeless. But I was, this nigga hadn't cried. Oh, triggered him because I had jokes and it turned. That Dave Chappelle's bisexual. I attack him. He could definitely attack me. I'll show you. He's allegedly his dick before I believe the rest of this. I was like, bisexual? No, it's not funny because, dude, I went to the hotel room. I was by myself and I opened the door. She was sobbing. I said, oh my God, She said, oh my God. She said, tonight. Then I knew it was serious. Next to her, keys out that she'd never seen before. And I gently, I said, those are the keys to anything ever has. Don't even worry about it. Have everything you need. I've already taken care of it. I was looking at them keys and realized we were and harder and cry a little bit too. Each other real tight. Do you know this bitch looked in the mail? There. And David, I opened that box. And there was nothing in there. I said, oh. She said, nothing. Joke book. I said, if you tell them, you and the kids should be fine. They're really good jokes. What is this shit? Come join. No, you gotta roll your throat. Join me. You know that Lisa sang that when she cleaned a new spiritual. Oh. Not I know my whistle when you work. Kind of work where actually. I do a race. I read a little, and I travel. Traveling is racism region to region. Never been down south, so you guys know that the racism down there is perfect, perfection. Oh, it's out in the open. There are no big. Who's the deal? Morning, sir. Yeah, and it's always a secret. And we should keep our on no limits. You don't want to say whatever much. You're walking down the street, minding this, walk up to him, hello. You slave master. My thick lip spiritual. Hey, what did you do today? Huh? Press a new land and make the steer wheel? What did you do, fella? Those big black lips on a Easy. This chit chat has got me thirsty. You will excuse me, Korean store, and get something to drink. Hello. And it had ruined the accounts and taking the money out the community. Good browse around, but no suspicious looking nigga. After a while, can't help it. If you in America, we brought up from the big nations. We never really look at an individual. I'm a racist. You know how I know myself being racist? It's some stuff. I was on it. And this story came on about the department store. You know, because he's black. I was actually like relieved. That's bad. Look at that. Give a black Santa Claus. We can get our presents to the 20th. Sorry I'm late, kid. Santa in Vegas. I had to sell some toys to get. Where them cookies? That when Mark steps to the Lincoln Memorial and said he was speaking into a PA, Bill Cosby paid. You know what I'm saying? The point, he rapes, but he saves. But he probably. Thank you very much. It's fucked up, but I tell you the truth, everything's funny till it happens to you. 3 months after that terrible, it's just the Hollywood Bowl, lunatic, jumped out of the crowd, and if it happens to you, you know, it was like slow motion. I just looked over, oh my God, he jumped at me, he was like, ah! Oh, but I'm fast. I my hand and pulled his hoodie over. I can still feel his head. It was Rastafarians grow. These lay homeless dreads. Had leaves and sticks and some kind of grease. And then I fell, that knocked me all the way on the ground. I was like, man, this is a bad situation. What's going to happen? But in that, you know what occurred in my life? It occurred to me that bodyguards should not dress shoes. And this nigga Travis came out a beautiful loafer. And I said, oh my God, both of us are down. So I popped that back, knocked me down. He popped up, boom, and same time, and him off running. And I said, fuck him. Well, now, for 3 months that I've been making fun, and people would ask me, oh, Dave, what would you do if Smith slapped you in the face? It was the same. I've never been in this, but what Will Smith would, and that is this evening. And listen, we gave that kid not we, I mean, I could tell, but they was beating this nigga. I could see it. And I'm sitting up there, and I'm people can't think of anything to say. Just that moment, of all the people walks from backstage to me in front of 20 people, grab hands and looks at the crowd and goes, was that Will Smith? And motherfuckers fell off. I was standing there, I was fucking mad. Nigga, this is my 3 months ago. Snatched the mic back from Chris and did not go good at all. I was just like, it was a trans man. Boo, it's LA, we like trans people. I know. I felt so. But I know you'd have to be there when that guy tackled. It's like a movie. This picture of famous person you could. It was like the biggest Hollywood had ever seen. Tackled me. I had to watch all this happen, but it's Fox was out of the crowd. He was waiting, knew this shit was gonna happen to him. Never seen this. Chasing that motherfucker around, and shit was juking and shaking, and he just kept running from the Daily Show. Ran from fucker like Super Jew. He was like, ah. And the kid seen John went flying that way, and then he turned around. He sees us running for the emergency exit. Got to the door. Puff Daddy from Bad Boy running the door. That nigga was like. Because every celebrity saw them beating the fuck out of that kid. And I know Chris was backstage looking at me.
Holy shit. I got everything in London. One room and shit. I didn't see no police outside. What's happening, y'all? England, white people in England. We don't have that shit in America. How many money? Money pays. This has been a very
I'm rich, bitch.
If they deport my ass, this is a. Can I go? Look at you kind of smoking here. She probably got a bag full of weed. Talking about over the bricks in here. I come over to bricks and it's like, why would I see the hood in England? Beat y'all at courts where it's safe and shit. Here is like the hood in America. He'll be like, yeah, I'm from the streets. I'm sorry to hear that, son. Been through all that shit. I used to do, oh, here comes a man and he's like, goddamn cigarette out. It's part of my, sir. I'm gonna pretend, and you pretend you're. Please, sir. Don't make me done it before. What nigga? Take my shirt off in this. I'm fucking around. All right, well, I gotta leave soon. I'm sorry, too. Told you, when you come to America, come on to America, you can smoke. Is anyone here from Africa? No, I was joking. Everybody in here. Nigeria! Where Muslims at? That's one guy. I'm with you. Stark, brother. Come on now. You don't have Mexicans out here. Who is afraid of anybody like Mexicans, huh? No? Nobody's afraid of Jamaica. What would a country be without weedless? So, I'm sorry, he's like, I'm Jamaican. Y'all hear that shit on my trip? Is it like a rugby match? Oh, you from where? Oh, you from? Because you paid the World Bank off. America, damn, y'all done paid off. I don't know what's to make fun of. Over, that's the last. YouTubing the shit out of me too. See that guy get tasered at junk? That shit was time. Taser me, man! We was like, hell! People were like, we're not gonna help you. And the best part about it was talking over the whole incident. He was hearing in the background, blah, blah, blah. I hear what he asked John Kerry to get a question. Like, is it not true that you were members with George Bush? Question. Where you go? Motherfucker, get out. In England, that shit is serious. Not even celebrities. Taxes in America, what's wrong? Not rich anymore. Should have in London somewhere. Standing under, not allowed to smoke. That's all right, though. Well, and getting in here was getting a trick. I gotta get the Arab guy to run. Yeah, but y'all know you want to go on Earth. Real man, everyone else be checking, but they ain't get these rocks. Where you from? You mixed up? He's like, look, I'm gonna tell you, you're Pakistani, that's okay. That's a start. Where everybody again? There's a scorpion here. Half Braveheart and half Pakistani, half Scotch, but it's half white. How about I'm what you call the new American, and my mom is half white, 5%. That's right, that's Filipino. That's somehow, you understand? The world is getting mixed up. That's what's gonna be beige. Take a look at these blacks, right? Mixing up. It's all good. It's just jokes. Terrible. He's got a bigger victim. He sees the. That's awesome, man. I'm weak. He's like, yes, I do, Dave. I'll be back in like 4 years. Man, see, Stan over, wouldn't it? He's not. If he was here, she'll be off the hook. You know, my wife is here too. Hands where she can see him and shit. Say jokes about my wife anymore. For real, especially when the kids came, I seen them, let her rip. You know, I didn't want to do the audience because then after the show, asked his mom, he's like, Mom, what? And that to her 6-year-old son. Well, what keeps us family? Yes, thank you very much. It's a story. I started doing stand-up comedy when I'll never forget the guy that introduced Newton. I'm 4 eyes and remember the introduction. It went like this. Man coming to the stage, his comedy career, who knows, with a star, Dave Chappelle. From the I was sure that I knew I was home, my thing, and my God nailed. I got good. In fact, I was good from the moment. And I'm not saying this to be these old niggas was in, how was this little boys? I was, you know, I got better, but it started out good. About a year into it, I was 15 years old. I had written a joke during having a good, I don't even remember the just real strength condom, but comedians really liked that. And there was an old, and he came to me, well, the joke, and he said, listen, I got a club, and I was wondering if I do that joke. I said, now,
I'm a kid. I'm like, well, I guess, sure. And then weeks later, waiting to go on in the comedy club for me. Aside, and I said, hey, man, I don't mind, but you got to give them back. He said, oh. Here he goes, for $50. And I do it, but I'm just I can get. The idea of material I can accumulate, able to make money from. I said, back. I'll never forget this. As a 15-year-old child, grown-ass man, up over me so I could, and he said to me, I got, because I was a child, but I never forgot. I never forgot. I'm 47 all the time. When I look at how young and innocent they are, someone did that. And I don't think about it. That was the worst thing that happened. I think about it because that to me. It has had sense. He'll scare me and take what I believe was mine. I'll tell you another story. New York City, finished my first very difficult tour. Now I'm back in New York with my God. And I have $60 and a woman, a bad woman in New York. She was going. I couldn't wait for me. But remember, I was to entertain. Now, and I see something. Three-card Monty. Yeah, the guy had the whole, and he had the three-card. I was hooting and hollering. Red card, find the red card, and they win. Sometimes it was really exciting. And I'm noticed. That the red fine had check corner. I'm like, yo, this guy doesn't bet. Motherfucker. And I walked up to the table and I put my last table and he starts to shuffle, find the red card. And that card go around and take that bent card. And when he said, find the red card, confidence. And it was black. And he took my money. I couldn't fucking believe that. How did magic or sorcery? You know what I did? I sat there. And I watched a real long time, and I read those people who was honoring and betting friends. I felt so stupid. Sucker came up to the table, and I said, "Fuck that here! All these niggas." And when I said that, and this motherfucker was hatched me up by my car. Feel how strong he was when any little guy was gonna maul me. The reason he didn't is because he saw the, and that his eyes go from hard. He softened. I mean, like the way child. Young men don't ever come between a man either. Have to run the streets for years. And that profound. It took never get between some taking a man from him to killing him. Do you know why? That was a friend of mine. He called himself the artist. The artist. That's what they call us. In our contracts. Oh, these contracts are. They say in these contracts. Name and likeness and per the universe. Who the fuck? What that means. It's so complicated. And like me, you have to tell, and you sit down and you do the contract. I got with Comedy Central. I signed the contract. But I signed the contract. 28-year-old expecting signs a contract. I needed a way out, and it wasn't good circumstance. What else am I gonna do? All these white people sitting at this Dave, looked around the table and they all was a good contract. But what if it was like Monty? Friends. And I did. And the bag was ice flakes. About. I tell you. 2 weeks ago, I called and I tell him, okay, I'll do it. On election night, yeah, I made that phone call. The day it gets announced, the Dave Chappelle show. Not just Netflix, HBO Max. I'll tell you another story about HBO. No, did you know Chappelle show was at Comedy? Pitched that show to HBO. I wanted to do. Now, all they have to do is say, no, thank you, we won't. Things, they went too far. What do we need you for? That's what they told me. What do we need you for? All these years streaming is pitching to them. So need me. For Chappelle's show. That show, they didn't have because I signed the contract. But is that right? I found out that my work, ask me, or they never had perfectly legal. But is that right? I didn't like working for Netflix. I like working for Netflix because when all those bad things, and when I found out I was furious. Not, how can you know what I did? That this makes, and do you want to know what they did? They agreed to take it off their platform so I could feel better. Fuck with Netflix. They paid me my money, say they're gonna do beyond what you could expect from a did something just because I might think I do. I think a fucking, your fencing stolen stole that from me. Get. Here trying to tell you guys that I believe a raw deal. I'm black. Gave me a raw deal. The industry is a monster. Same monster that these men tell you about. The monster for how I hate that monster, but my God, master. Joe. Well, fuck them, Dave. Show at another net. Yeah. And one plantation because the master over there. God, man, I was trapped. Tell you the truth, I've even thought about coming and doing another Chappelle show. Well, but if I do call it Chappelle show, likeness is being used by throughout the universe. Contract. I'm supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing something that has the balls to do. I'm telling you something. I'm trying to end. You don't understand? I am publicly a network. This network niggas, they saying, why are you doing this? So, to be flogged publicly. Leave me. I know exactly how that feels. Show, they said I was crazy. I just didn't want to do it anymore. They said I smoked crack. I was a devout or drink. But because you ruined my fucking life. Now, this is their first nigga left to give it to them. Pay me for this show. Called my agent. I said, is there any show? And he said, nah, fuck you too then. Something done right with yourself. I'm not going to the agents, boss. I'm coming to you. I'm begging. If you ever liked me, think there was anything worthwhile, please, I'm not asking you to boycott me. Boycott, do not watch it. And if you're a shareholder, then I'm talking to you. Because all that, well, they do everything. That's what they told me. That company, tell them, believe that it's wrong. Should know what's in the hot. Now, there's probably Central and Viacom and all these idea what I'm talking. They've all fired or got me on. Whole bunch of new, young, probably looking like, what does that actually know to me? So I'll tell you what I'm downstairs to your account books, see what you paid me. Talking about to pay me, inviting you, and work with me. It's that terrible me feel together and work out. Or I can just take it. Third time I met O.J. Simpson. I was doing great in life. Finished the second season of Chappelle Show. Man, I was playing the Improv. I don't know if you, the door for the green room. Can you imagine such a thing? Green room, bam, I was just right. And I did that. I walked out, hey, and as close as you are, I saw him as soon as I came out. Saw recognition with pride that he knew who he was. Acknowledged his presence, and I didn't want to start a panic. But I did great. I said, good night, and I just was there. And oh, how the fuck is this possible? Came in and we all started at the couch. And I'm just telling you, you can believe me or not believe me. Experience, O.J. Simpson, the nicest man I'd ever met. Nice to me. The conversation was filled with warmth and wisdom. We talked for 90 minutes and then, you know what? I've got to be going. Good to see you again. And I said, thanks, Juice. Goodbye, Mr. Juice. He said, no, child. Good night. And he just walked. And as soon as the door closed, we all did that shit. I could feel like that shit. You all too young, man. You know shit. You live through. Why I lock motherfuckers' phone? Because the young kids a break from that, just from that technology. I'm from a different time to you. From a time that I didn't even know until I answered the shit.
Like when Tragedy was 12 years old and television set, and you know these things? And she turned 3 channels, and she said she's taking off, and we're off. Man, that's 3 to 5 minutes. That's right, you remember. It exploded. Every dead, immediately presumed. It was so bad that you can go. It's a god tragedy. The Russians were laughing at us. My point is, wouldn't even know the pain. It's like the space shuttle broken day. How can anything, when you know I'm getting over, and then another one happens, and another one happens. I'm crying, muscles happens. I can't. So you just give the fuck the hallmark of your generation, because your generation, difficult time in human history. The age knows what the fuck. Did you know that Planned Parenthood is for people at all? That's right. At your age, how he feels. Are you anti-consequences? Not to care for you. We were trained. We were raised. I used to watch fun called. It was about a fucking group. They were like people, and they all caring each other and every. They designs on their stomachs told you something about what they. Very, very. As nice as those teddy bears, they got determined. And the leader would say, "It's time, bear, stare at you. Lock arms, stare at the problem." I'm not even bullshitting. Actual love would shoot. And with this, we wanted to be. And then we found out, let's do that. And then shoot love. However, shot love onto somebody's chest. Yeah, you kids don't know. Your generation is just angry. Dead. Back when we were, now everybody's thinking to myself, well, when did everyone? This happened before we were born. Way to go, but think about it. Millions of black men, for the first time, America's armed forces, and make more than they ever dreamed they would make. And a lot of those men, while this to be real, a lot of them, dicks, gentlemen, this was world. These were desperate times, and shoelaces and chocolate. And it's been sit on the back of the bus and getting your dick sucked for a crunch bar. And here in America, women entered mass. By then we're gone. Someone had to. These did it. This was the first generation of independent income. Men came back. The American women had grown. They were women on earth had ever seen things like no and shut. I don't feel like it. And then behind the scenes, there was a little known government testing mind control public. They fucked up. 12 years they didn't realize trolling. They were minds, LSD and mescaline. And for the school of thought that was chemical, people questioned the very. By 1960, states was only 4. Can you imagine? Usher in a new era of the Cold War. He was gonna, they blew his fucking everyone in Dallas. Never the same. There was assassinations in the 60s and said anything was like a fucking dog. King, X. You didn't even have to be famous. Student at Kent State on Vietnam War, and they shot wild ear. This was going on. Cosby raped 50. Holy man. Putting up real numbers. Like the Steph Curry of rape. Man, that's a lot of rapes. Yeah. 2 dozen rapes. Don't forget each one of these wants to sleep in it. 400 hours. They don't have a license. That's what aircrafts, this nigga's for. Come on. Stage not too long ago. Yeah, but the show didn't go so good. All because I was talking about, I'll be honest, talking about minutes. And a woman stood up, screamed out, "You asshole for saying." I know. It's bad. Not bad about, I just felt bad, like, oh, that's too. I realized it at first. She was, by the time I figured, fucking charging full fight, I said, oh my God, I'm gonna kick this. I didn't have to. Scuffle ensued, and then she screamed out to me. I said, I know. I need you to know. There's a lot of men in this room themselves as feminists and that. Don't ever forget some daughters and sisters. And we want to see all these and not be held back. A lot of men like that in this world, or as we are known, ass niggas. But as this woman started to take offense, and she was a young white woman. It's like not thinking at all, the fuck are you, man, about discrimination? She didn't get it. She just kept going for her. I know. Same team. I know. We suffered just like you. Me. She goes, suffering. I said, come on, white woman. You was in on that. You suffer. You suffer. That's how it works. You do comparative suffering. And your friend says, people are starving. Nigga, I still want lunch. Black people know about this is fucking dead and get to each other all the time. With a Jewish person. You got the Jewish guy on the ropes, that mother Egypt. Egypt? God! Way back. What the fuck is wrong with that? I don't know. Does she think that maybe for Bill Cosby's, and I would be remiss that technically, but perhaps did it correctly, she would have the man she was attacking. 42-year-old black comedian, Bill Cosby was a hero to her. And she doesn't know what if a hero might have done something. My God, you can't have heard that self raped 54 people. But I like chocolate. I don't want to. At first, I didn't. Obviously, trying to disguise Cosby's rich legacy. 4 allegations into it, I probably only rate 10 or 11.
Here's the story. Started doing stand-up comedy. I'll never forget the guy that introduced T. Newton. I'm close my eyes and remember the intro. It went like this. Young man coming to the stage, starting his comedy career. Who knows? Birth of a star. Dave Chappelle. From the I was short. I knew I was home, my thing, and my God, I got good. In fact, I was good from the, and I'm not saying this to be these old niggas was in, how was this little poised? I wasn't, I got better, but it started out good. About a year into it, when I was 15 years old, I had written a joke during having a good, I don't even remember the industrial strength condom. Comedians really like that. And there was, and he came to me, saw the joke, and he said, listen, I comedy club, and I was wondering if I'd do that joke. Now, I'm a kid. Borrow it. Well, I guess, sure. And then weeks later, waiting to go on in a comedy club for me, joke. I'm on the side, and I said, hey, man, I don't know, but you gotta give them back. He said, oh, he goes, from you for $50. Man, I'd do it, but I'm just real I can get. The idea of material I can accumulate, be able to make money. I joke back. I'll never forget, I was a 15-year-old child. I was a grown-ass man. He stood up over me, so I was. And he said to me, because I was, but I never years old. I'm 47 guy all the time. When I was young and innocent they are, someone did that. And I don't think about it as that was the worst thing. I think because time did that to me. It is time sense. Me or scare me and take that I believe was mine. I'll tell you another story. So, in New York City, finished my first, it was a very difficult tales. Now I'm back in New York, God. And I have $60 and a Warburg, a bad, coming to New York. I couldn't wait evening. Remember, hours. Yeah. To enter. And I see something, 3-card Monte. Yeah, the guy had the whole app, and he had the 3 crowd was hooting and hollering. Red card, find the red card. And as they win, something that was really exciting. I noticed that the red to find hit the corner. And I'm like, yo, this guy does his bit. This motherfucker. And I walked up to the table, and I put my lad table, and he starts to find the red card. And that card, go around, it's on that bent card. And when he said, find the red card with confidence. And it was, and he took my money. I couldn't fucking believe that. How magic or sorcery? You know what I did?
I sat there and I watched for a real long time. And all those people who hollering and betting, friends. Thing. I felt so stupid. Next sucker came up to the table and I said, fuck me there, all these niggas. And when I said that, and this motherfucker was snatched me up by my collar. Feel how strong he was, skinny little guy. He was gonna maul me. The reason he didn't is because he saw, and after saw his eyes go from hard, he saw, looked at me like the child. Young, don't come between a man. That either. Would have to run the streets for you. Isn't that profound? It's never get between some, taking a man away from him in to kill. Do you know why? It was a friend of mine. He called himself the artist, because that's what they call us in our contract. Oh, these contracts. They say in these contracts, name and likeness and the universe. Who the know what that means? It's so complicated. A kid like me, you have a body to tell, and you sit there and you do the contract. How I got with Comedy Central. I signed the contract. But I signed the contract. 28-year-old expected signs a contract. I needed a way out, honey, and it wasn't good, sir. What else am I going? All these white people sitting at Justice Dave. I looked around the table and it was a good contract. What if it was hard, Monty? Well, friends. And I did. And the bag was I place talking about. I had to tell you. 2 weeks ago, I call and I tell him, okay, I'll do it on election night. Day I made that phone call, it gets announced that Dave Chappelle show. Not just Netflix, HBO Max. I'll tell you another story about HBO. No. Did you know Chappelle show was at pitched that show to HBO. I wanted to do. Now, all they have to do is say, oh, no, thank you, we won't. Those things, they went too far. What do we need you? That's what they told me. What do we need you? We are all these, and they're streaming. I was pitching to them. So I'm them. You need me. Money for Chappelle's show. That show, they didn't have, because I signed the, but is that right? I found out, streaming my work, ask me, or they never, perfectly legal, but is that, I didn't. I like working for Netflix. I like working for Netflix because when all those bad things, and when I found out they were, I was furious. They not, how, so you know what I did? I told them that this make, and do you want to know what they did? They agreed, would take it off their platform so I could feel better. I fuck with Netflix. Paid me my money. They say they're gonna do beyond what you could expect from, did something, just I might think, I do. A fucking show, your fencing stole that from me. Look it. I'm up here trying to tell you guys that I have me a raw deal because I'm black. He gave me a raw deal. The industry is a monster. Same monster that these tell you about. I hate the monster for how I hate that monster, but my God, monster show. Well, fuck them, Dave. Show at another year. From one plantation because the master, God, man, I was trapped. Tell you the truth, I've even thought about coming and doing another Chappelle show. Well, but if I do, I can't call it Chappelle show. Human likeness is being used throughout the universe. The contract. I'm supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing business has the balls to do. I'm telling you so. I'm trying to see him. You don't understand. I am public a network. I know that this network niggas and they saying, why are you doing this? To be flogged public. Believe me. I know exactly how that show they said I was crazy. I just didn't want to do it anymore. They said I smoked crack. I was a devout or drink. Because you ruined my fucking. Now, this is their first nigga. I wanted to give it to him. Pay me for this show. I called my agent. I said, is that a show? And he said, no, fuck you too then. Want something done right, do it yourself. I'm not going to the agent's boss. I'm coming to you. If you ever think there was anything worthwhile, please, I'm not asking you to boycott me. Boycott. Do not watch it. If you're a shell.com, then I'm talking to you. Because all that, well, they do everything. That's what they told me. In that company, believe that it's wrong. Should know what's in the house. Now, this is pretty central in Viacom. I don't no idea what I'm talking about. They've all been fired or gotten going. A whole bunch of new young, they're probably looking like, what not actually know to me. So I'll tell you, downstairs to your account, the books, see what you paid me. Talking about, to pay me, inviting you, and work with me. It's that terrible, made me feel to get together and work out. Or I can just take.
I gotta tell you, and this is not everybody all the time, but what you don't know, I think about it. I mean, a lot. I was driving home, this woman said, because she's not to me. You know what I mean? Like, what could I possibly? These bitches think I hate women. Couldn't figure it out. So you know what I did? I Googled the dictionary just to make sure I was, and do you know dictionary definition of a I didn't either. Feminist. Not a woman. For women, what that meant. Because I would consider myself, know that at the time. Years, I thought it meant. Always talking to be some chick in overalls, mineral train. You bitch, me please. Listen, I do, in my own way. I did the Women's March, I do. And none of my friends, I asked all the fellas, none of them, come on y'all, it's gonna be bitches there. So what I did is I called my friend woman, who's a comedy writer, matter of fact, that I know personally, in alimony. It's like a man when she does it. She says all that shit. And I hit her on the text. And are you going to the women? Text me back, and this is real text. Bitches get tear gassed. There's a problem there. There's always Susan B. Anthony was Journey Truth's black ass showed up. Read your history book. As Sojourner Truth. I didn't want to conflate the issue of slavery. Sojourner Truth went up there anyway. She did a fame woman. And that's right. And listen, but the whole time I thought that the way they, it was like, to the Golden Globes, and all go to the Golden Globes and win these men a piece of our mind. I want everybody to keep riding the fence. You gotta. Real talk. I want everybody to wear crocerias. What the fuck was y'all doing? And then specials and all these women. I said, man, fuck y'all too. You go pictures again. They were like, who is he? I'll tell you exactly. I'm the bus and left 50 and walked. I agree. Didn't agree we would doing them. Right. No, it was annoying as fuck. Because if these women was, they all would have fired, and they would have went to the mailroom and found a woman that was busting her to talk to us. And if they did, it would be big, and they would be big to Harvey Weinstein. No. Their idea? No, it was mine. And what I think needs to be very successful is a male leader. I'll do it. I will lead you women to the promise. I'll make sure you get equal pay. I'll make sure that nobody harasses. I will protect all of you. Ask for in return. Is that you suck my dick? We're one, aren't we? The core of the crisis. What is that? Is there even such thing as a woman? The question nowadays. Women get mad at me. Lesbians get mad at me. But I'm tell you right, these transgenders, these niggas want me dead. Far, I've said too much. And I'm not even joking. He's scared. Searching Adam's apples to see where the threats. Came up to me on the street the other day. He said to you, I said, what? These. Say anything about that community, you must the same way. I am not different to the suffering There's laws. North Carolina passed a law. North Carolina must use the restaurants with the gender they will assign. Birth certificate. No. That's not a good law. No American then a birth certificate in Greensboro, North Carolina, motherfucker. You have to ask, who are these laws designed? Like, let's say, me, my interest, transphobe, Dave Chappelle. And Walmart doing it. Now, I should never happens in real life to my dreams. But let's say something goes horrible in Walmart with the for mediocre goods. That's from a family. I go to the men's room, leak, and a woman. That's strange. And then she stole with me at the urinal. I'm like, fix your skirt up. 5 me. What do you think I'm gonna say? She's in here with me. At least now I know. No, I'm not gonna feel comfortable. I am with a vagina. The back. I wouldn't even think about that. I just be like, peeing out of his butt for some reason. A veteran. Thank you for your service.
So very long ago, he said that when he's at his, that things are not going, all he does is worry about anything else. He just material, and sooner. Do you have that experience?
So this is a piece of cake.
Out.
Yeah, and sometimes down there you can attest to this. Nervous when you go on stage, it's like it's nervous before a flight. Brother. Yeah, I feel like normally we never not landed. Maybe the time.
I mean, you know, being a film of getting in trouble than the average person. The average dude I've been sitting around, dude come up, hey man, you're Dave Chappelle. Hey, I got 12 naked bitches.
Turn off the rails.
I'm not losing control. I'm too late now.
Yeah,
there we go.
Very lucky that I got to know. I feel like he's a very large. Got to be successsul. Like just by saying, after all, like what?
He fucked.
I thought you said
The man, Jesus.
that was.
I don't normally, let me just see. I'm like, hi, just I'm like, my name's Dave Chappelle. I'm on TV too. Who you are? And I was like, I know.
Go to a psychiatric hospital? Yeah.
Who?
I
gotta get, like, who goes from America for medical attention?
Have a show and then don't have a show. Well, we don't want you to. But that was. The case here, I guess you said, I don't anymore, and you took a hike. It's worse than talking about it. It's 10 years.
I talk about it. It's like, you know, listen, technically, my son was back then. I have this weekend. Oh, yeah? Swell time.
Did they enjoy it? Did they enjoy living it?
Yeah, they don't know any different. Like,
I didn't mean it like that.
I sat back there, my soup up, and this was crazy. She came up, Chappelle, it's nice to meet you. Some sugar, just a little.
She gave you a kiss?
Yeah, which was crazy. I opened my mouth a little bit.
I was in.
Oh, yeah.
And I was walking in the mall. Been there an hour before me, so they were like. I'm at a restaurant with my wife, and we're eating dinner. I look here, across the room, $100 million. Same entree. Okay, fine. I don't have whatever it was. But say I have $10 million. The difference in lifestyle is having $10 million, astounding 40. I was 14.
Your mom 14?
She said, critique my act, which was a very long rest. Jokes need to be cut.
I saw you. How old's the baby now?
Oh,
that's very cool.
He can't what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Because with a guy that lived in.
All right, everybody. See you next week.
That is stronger than money. Yes, I follow it. I would get a hold of it, and then I go to pay for this. I say, I'll pay with my. You just take that in the
Police station.
Well, I go there. You know the police. You don't want to go right for the description. Why don't you come back? Lineup, you know.
I know the lineup, yeah.
Good lineups with all the guys. They do kind of look like me. You know.
Actually in the lineup?
I would try to change my face, you know. They almost picked me. She was like, wait a minute. She's like, bitch, I've been on. They called cigarettes.
You go.
Yeah, I was in a bubble. I'm dying for a fact. How are you telling me this? Like, am I?
Your baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
What are you talking about?
I like baby. I like to have them in there with other.
She's the wrong.
The whole Black Hill South. I had to go, you know, and it was not scary.
Right.
And I mean, but they're comfortable with it.
Nice.
Boy, that was good.
When you made your first TV development.
19. My mother was freaked out. You know, I was the first not to go to college. They paid.
Right.
Tradition. And it was like a graduation, and they had my dad. Dad takes me out. This is some advice to students. He says, it's a lonely life. If somebody wants to make it, make it. Well, that depends on what making smart ass kid is there. He says, what do you mean? Teacher. I said, in comedy. He said, you can go. Name your in the beginning. If it gets more expensive, get out of there.